How you doing, baby? Happy Friday. I know that fanboy. I know. I'ma get it. Happy Friday. And today on Coffee and Conversation with your girl Shakenya, when you get that YouTube channel Shakenya, guys, and just hit subscribe, please. Look at some of the videos, and if you see any of them that you like, please just hit share, please. What is this? Okay, I love you long time. Yep. You shopping black? Yeah. You go down there on Illinois? Yeah, if you looking for like clothes and stuff, I would highly recommend you go down there on the Avenue of Fashion. Yep, and just dip off into a couple of those stores right there on Illinois, that little stretch. It's a couple of restaurants, black-owned restaurants there. If you're trying to find, you really don't know where to go, you really ain't been supporting nobody, you really don't support your own people, but you want to give it a try. You see how shit going. Ooh, fix it, Jesus Christ. You see how stuff is going. You know now is the time that we need to start coming together and banding together. So you about to try it. So you about to go and test the quality of the clothes. Black stores, black boutique owners and whatnot up and down the Avenue of Fashion. So start there. Yep. And all the local restaurants you run into. Yeah. Look them up. There's no excuse why you shouldn't be supporting your people. Our people's places should be packed all times. Yep. I'm sorry, but we should. We should be going into our own people's establishment before we go into someone else's. We should, right? So, yeah, Allure. I tagged them. Make sure you check them out. I am him, her. Yep. I know my sweatshirt look like this, and I hate, and I hope he don't think it's disrespectful that I got all this on this damn sweatshirt. I really don't, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm a walking billboard, right? Because his name is on me everywhere I go, and when I tell you I get some money when I got this sweatshirt on, I'm getting money when I got this sweatshirt on, right? So I hope he don't find it to be disrespectful. Hey, Bev, but yeah, yours ain't gonna look like this, because you probably ain't gonna be doing the things that I'm doing to make it look like this, right? But I wore this. I don't know what's going on. There we go. Hey, Facebook, on my bad. Okay, y'all, so we still talking about the manipulation tips from your 9th grade year, your 10th grade year, your 11th grade year, and now that you're seniors, we are looking at the possible psychological damage and adverse effect, because some of y'all kids might be okay. I know you like all that shit that you talking about how bad and undeveloped these children are gonna be without their mama and their daddy in their life, and now you're telling me that they're gonna be okay. I'm being funny. You know they ain't gonna be okay without you in their life, right? But they act like it. Yeah, they act like it when other people see them. They happy. They don't talk about you. They don't mention you. When people ask about you, they deflect to talk about the other parents. So it seems as if your absence might be the best thing for back into your life. So they've convinced this child of it, right? It was better, right? I know I'm being funny, but you know what I'm saying, right? So yeah, so I say possible psychological damage and adverse effect that it has on your child after abusing your baby all these years by doing everything that you're doing and have done to destroy the relationship with your child and that baby mama or that baby daddy, to destroy their image, to destroy their reputation, right? To assassinate their character, right? To this child and others. Now we looking at how is your child now after you did all that? How is your child doing after you did all that? How is your child's mental state after you did all that? How is your child's physical state after you did all that? After you done remove that parent, right? So, yeah, that's nasty. There's certain things they're supposed to get from mom, and there's certain things they're supposed to get from dad, right? So, how is their growth and development with the absence of that parent? Right? Especially when there was no abuse or neglect. I know y'all got to put that in mind when there's no abuse or neglect. Meaning that parent was doing what they were supposed to do. That parent was giving that child everything that they needed. That parent was fulfilling that role. You gotta understand that. So if the parent was doing that, there was no reason to remove a child. There's no reason to destroy a relationship. There's no reason to pull this parent out this child's life. So when there is no reason and it still happens, that means you have to create. So you got to think about how many things have to be done to make it so, right? So a lot of lies have to be told, and all these manipulation tips that we talk about have to be used, right? So now that you've been using these all these years, abusing this baby all these years, yeah, we're trying to see how that baby is right now, right? So the role of the parent. So giving what they are needed, right? So when you rip the child away from the parent because you haven't healed, right? Fix it, Jesus. It's devastating. Yep. I know your child just act like they okay, but it's devastating, right? It's easy to remove a child when there's abuse and neglect because you get CPS involved, you get the courts involved, you know what I'm saying? And chances are, if everything that you said is proven, you're going to be awarded the child. And chances are that other parent is going to be awarded supervised visitation, right? That's the uniqueness of it all, because although a child might be removed from a parent for abuse and neglect, at some point there's still a connection there, even if it's through supervised visits, right? I just got to throw that in there because I haven't seen my baby in 6 years, not even supervised visits. So, yeah. But when you have to remove a child through lies and through manipulation tips, it's different, right? Yeah, because it involves a lot of lying, a lot of half-truths, a lot of setting the scene. Like in my case, fix it, Jesus. Yeah, my life wasn't. My life was perfect, right? But we had issues. We had a couple hiccups, right? But the couple issues that I had with the baby came down to her lying to me. Yeah. So considering I don't lie to my children, right? I don't allow them to lie to me. I don't allow them to lie to each other. I don't allow people in my camp to lie to them. What they be lying to them about, right? I don't play the lying game, right? I hate a liar and a thief, right? So yeah, I don't play that game, the lying. So it would have been easy to narrow down the reasons why she did what she did, and it involves lying back to her daddy and his people. So before we can get to the bottom of it and find out why she did what she did, he pulled her out, pulled her away from it, right? Because yeah, it would have easily came back to the lying, the manipulation tips would have been. So he pulled her out before all of that can be discovered. My stomach hurts every time I think about the death that this nigga went through to make all this happen. Yeah. So, of the road, ripped away, CPS, it would have been easy, manipulation tips. Like the issues I had with her, it would have narrowed down to him lying. Then I would have been able to deal with it. Because once we would have figured out where it was coming from and that it was him, then that's when I would have probably stepped in and did the supervised visits or limited visitation. She wouldn't have been getting dropped off every weekend. And she definitely wouldn't have been getting dropped off at that Battle Wax baby grandma house. And fix it, Jesus, I'm sorry for saying that. She wouldn't have been getting dropped off over. I just hate the fact that I trusted them. Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. I get frustrated. I'm only human. I get frustrated, but my heart, it just hurts so bad because I voluntarily dropped her off over there to these people, trusting these people, thinking that we was all on the. Because she was doing everything. All the kids was doing everything they was supposed to do. All the kids was progressing how they were supposed to be progressing. All the kids gave me the product that I was looking for. Everybody was on. So I thought that we was all on the same page and we was doing it together. I would never in a million years thought that they was doing all this behind my back, right? Actually orchestrating a plan. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine your baby getting mad at you for the simplest things, right? And they go to the baby mama or the baby daddy, and because the baby mama or the baby daddy don't like you, they help the baby facilitate a plan to get away from you. They start telling the baby about ways they can do that. What's that? Emancipation? You know what I mean when they. It's some type of emancipation. You know, they sign the rights away for the parent. They go to the court and tell the courts they don't want emancipation. Yeah. A manipulative parent will actually start talking to the child about the process that they can take to emancipate you. Is it emancipate? Somebody put the right word in there. You know what I'm trying to say. They actually, so why would you even talk to a child about that? Like casually talk to a child if a child didn't ask. Because it'd be one thing if a kid come to you and asks, how do I fire this parent? And then you look it up and then that's what comes up and y'all discuss it. And then you ask them why they would like to do that. And you try to figure out a way so they wouldn't feel like that about the parent, right? You don't encourage that. Especially when you know how good that parent is. Yeah. Chances are you probably was in a relationship with them. Yeah. Unless this was a freak league, baby, right? But you was in a relationship with them, right? They probably had kids already, right? That probably was the reason why you decided to have a child with them. Because of how they parent their children that they had before you, right? So it's kind of unfair and a slap in the face to try now since y'all not together and you mad. Yeah, that ain't fair. You don't wait until y'all break up and now you want to talk about this parent and dog this parent and make it seem like they ain't fit and they wasn't doing what they was supposed to do. Yeah, see, now you setting unrealistic expectations. Because if the parent was doing what they supposed to do and you shot it all down and wasn't giving them credit for it, now you got a child looking for more. Right? Now you got a child looking for more, and now you got a child looking at you like whatever you do is not good enough and not gonna and you're not. Ooh, fix it, Jesus. Why would you do that to a baby? Yeah, that's why it's abuse, right? So let's see, CPS, there's no abuse, blah blah blah. From her dad's people, right? The source, they planned it, right? Everything was set up, right? So to get a child to cooperate with you to bring this parent down, that shit is diabolical, right? Yeah, once they get the child to cooperate with them and help bring you down, assassinate your character, coming back telling them everything that go on in your house, right? Because they're going to drill them as soon as they get in the car. Who was over there? What was y'all doing? Where did they go? You know what I'm saying? You know the routine, right? Yeah, so they get the child to cooperate. Once you do that, it's a wrap. Yeah. So when I look back and look at all the things that has happened in my case and for it to be the way that it is, it just tickles me to look at all the things that was actually staged, the planning of it all. Yeah, it turns my stomach every time. Because somebody actually did this for amusement, right? Somebody actually destroyed my family just because they could, right? Somebody actually did it purposely just to say, I got you. That's what you get for leaving me, bitch, right? Fix it, Jesus. It's a Christian show. But just to think, all that destruction, so many lives ruined. Right. So many dreams deferred, right? So much wasted potential, right? Like everything that I instilled in them and taught them was for a reason and for a purpose, right? All that customer service skills stuff, all that volunteering, all that, because I got so much going on and I had them involved in everything. So you got to think about all the skills that I was teaching them. So they was modeling, they was acting, we was filming for the trailer for my book. They was in a cleaning company, so they was part of the family business. The girls was part of the youth program, so they was mentors. All the kids actually volunteered every year when we did something. So you got to keep in mind I had them involved in so much. Fix it, Jesus, right? So the hurt and pain, you can tell how deliberate it is just for her not to even call me. So you mean people that's locked up in prison can talk to their kids, people that don't got their kids taken away, kids that grew up in foster care, kids not been deserve a high. Ain't that crazy? I don't deserve a high. I don't deserve I love you, mama. I don't even deserve that. I know. Fix it, Jesus, fix it. So here it is. I wrote a book about disorders because ever since she got pulled out, now we're experiencing disorders, right? Remember I told you that sadness, being mad, and being depressed has no room in my house? Ever since the baby left, that's all we've been filled with. I know. Out of everything that I went through in all these 52 years of my life, well, I will be 52 in a couple of weeks. I know. All that stuff, never did we just wallow in sadness and mad all the time and just being depressed. Never. Not until that baby was pulled out. So everything I sheltered my kids from, making sure that they wasn't mad, sad, and depressed all these years, just up until 6 years ago. Ain't it coincidental that everything is just happening the last 6 years? I know. It's coincidental because everybody tell me, Kiki, that's not what it is. Yep. Just because she left, that couldn't possibly be. Yep, your kids was going to be fucked up. You was going to be fucked up. Yeah, it was going to happen to you anyway. It don't have nothing to do with the baby being gone. It's just coincidental that all that had happened to you in 6 years. It's coincidental that y'all was doing good up until that point, right? So now that we've been exposed to it, right? I actually wrote a book about dysfunctions. So to get rid of them, right? Rid my family of dysfunction. Stop generational curses just to be introduced with more dysfunctions. New dysfunctions that I ain't never even dealt with before, right? Because you got to think about now, if my baby has a child, she don't have a grandmama or he don't have a grandmama. So this is a grandchild that will come into this world that I don't know nothing about. I don't have no relationship with. Y'all see, I love my grandkids. I'm on a trampoline with my grandbabies. I love my grandbabies. Why wouldn't I deserve a relationship with my grandchild by her, right? My family ain't experienced none of that. You got to keep in mind, I grew up with my grandmother on my dad's side, my grandmother on my mother's side, and my great-grandmother on my dad's side, and my great-aunt. So for a child to grow up and not have a fix it, Jesus, my sister. And it's not a sister by the daddy, a sister that we ain't know about. This not a sister that was adopted in foster care that we ain't know about. This ain't a sister that they grew up with. So that relationship that they grew up with, like my daughters should be the best of friends. He took that away from her. Her little sister was her best friend. He took that away from her. If you would have seen how my son and my little brothers took care of them, it was like they was their bodyguards wherever we went. Like dudes knew that they was protected. It was like a 2 feet perimeter wherever we go. The advice that they used to get them about these little dudes out here. Like when I tell you they played their role and played their part, I know she missed that. I know she missed feeling protected, right? I know she... All right, I think I'm going to wrap it up. I've been here too long, but I know she got to miss that. She got to miss that, right? Because she was raised with it. Yeah, it's even harder when you got to rip a child from something that they know and love, right? That's why it's abuse. So work hard to get rid of those dysfunctions. And y'all can get y'all a copy on lulupublishing.com. Yeah, so y'all can read for yourself some of the dysfunctions, right? Yeah, so for them to be growing up without her, yeah. To have a child do, so the things that they would actually have this child do to go against you, right? Being hard-headed, you ain't got to listen to them, whatever the case may be, you ain't got to clean up, right? To cause y'all always fight. These are things that they wouldn't do to their own parent. So when I made the comment to you guys that they would compromise their own morals and values just to get back at you, that's what I meant when I said about you, talking shit about you in front of that baby. They not going to let nobody else talk about their mom and daddy. They'll be ready to fight you talk about their mom and daddy, but they talk about you like a dog to that baby, right? Yeah, they'll go against their own morals and values just to get back. The hate that they have for you outweighs the love that they have for that child. That's why it's so easy to abuse and use the babies the way that they do, right? Not caring how they turn out, not caring about the disorders, not caring about the sadness, not caring about the depression, not caring about the weight gain, not caring about what the child is dealing with mentally in your absence. Not caring about the lack of growth and development that this child will have in your absence, right? Because you're not contributing, right? It's a shame that none of my contributions was looked at, right? Because her going off to college, me getting my bachelor's degree and her seeing me walk across the stage, me making her watch A Different World and The Cosby Show, her attending my cousins, both them going to see my sister in school, right? Off at college. That's what, 4 or 5 contributions, one more. Just the fact that my sister has a master's degree in social work just the same as his sister. Like, it's, my contribution should have outweighed, you know what I'm saying? That's how you know they weren't playing fair, right? So all my contributions should have counted. So for me not to be a part of, not knowing what school, never going to the school, not knowing how she doing in school, not talking to, all that shit is personal. That's somebody that really, really wanted to get back at me. Because why would the baby do it? What reason would she have doing to cause me so much hurt and pain? Think about that. So let's see. Today's a lecture. It's Friday. A lot of their parents, they'll be ready to fight. What I mean when I say they'll compromise their own values to get back at you. The love hate they have for you outweighs the love that they have for the child. That is why it's so easy for them to... Think about that for a minute. How much do you think he would have had to do to convince people that she was better off with just him as a parent without a mom? How many people do you know that's better off without a mom? How many people, how many children do you know that don't need a mama? Think about that for a minute. How many people? So my child the only one. Yeah, my child the only one that don't need a mama, right? She's the golden child, I guess, right? Miracle child. Because everybody I know need their mama, right? Fix it, Jesus. So think about how much he would have had to do to convince people that she don't need hers. Every time I think about that nigga. Every time I think about that. Fix it, Jesus, fix it. Abuse, look at my case, blah, blah, blah. So I wasn't even needed. So the fact that I'm not even needed, right? What child doesn't need a mom, right? A good mom at that, right? Hey, I wasn't just some ordinary mom, you know what I mean? I was a good mom. Yeah, so all those things that I'm telling my moms to do that single-handedly raising these young boys, I did for the girls too. I know. You can call me super mom. Yeah, I should have got awarded for all the stuff that I was doing, right? I know, I should have. Oh, let's see. A child, she is the only child that don't need a mama, right? Help your young men on the path. Yep, I did the same thing for the girls. I also did that for the young ladies. By the time that I was so good. Super mom, yep, I should have gotten an award. Yeah. So for someone to upset and change the narrative, y'all can notice I'm in here by myself. I told y'all I'm famous. I know, ain't nobody in here, they banging on the door. Like a toddler would just throw a fit. You know, our kids, just when they don't get their way, they just throw a fit. So just imagine your baby mama, your baby daddy, just because they can't get their way with you, they use the baby, throwing a fit by using the baby and turning the baby against you. Turning your life upside down. I know, fix it, Jesus. I'm trying to get to it. So destroying everything, being mad and depressed, I already covered that, because that's what we're living with now. Yeah, because the fight for me was over when he showed me the text message of her asking, should she get me something for Mother's Day? As if I didn't deserve anything for Mother's Day, right? And she addressed me by calling me by my first name, right? To have that level of disrespect, that right there lets me know how long things have been going on, how much poison had been used, how many seeds have been planted against me, because there's no way, as much as I did as a mom, that she would even think it was okay to address me by my first name, right? Let alone wonder if she should get me something for Mother's Day. I got a big tub of every gift that my children have ever given me for Mother's Day. It was a homemade pot, and it sits on my desk. So next time you see my video of me at my desk, that's the last gift that the baby got me. So for that to even be questioned, and then for him to be a dad, to be a mature adult, his response was like, well, what do you think? What should you do? Yeah, there was no encouragement. There was no, well, you got a good mama. Your mama do this, that, and the third. You better get her something. And don't you ever call her by her first name. That was the immediate response that should have came from a father that knows what I do for my children, right? But when you got somebody being manipulative and want to play games, that's the type of shit that they do, right? And they play into it. And then they put the child in a space to where now they got to think like an adult. Now they got to try to figure things out, and they don't even have all the tools that they need to figure it out, because you slowly but surely pulling that other parent away from them, right? So, y'all, that's it. Shoot, I can't even finish. I finished Monday. We'll get back into the manipulation tips Monday, because I got to get out of here. We're going to get back to the things that I told you should be doing for your young man if you singly raising them, and now that they're men,